date night! Not for me, unfortunately, but maybe for those of you who choose to wear this week's fragrances in your love pairings. It's episode 13 of Memoize Weekly, and this week we're looking at Imperia and Patientia. Their differences, but also what binds them together as a very complementary pairing. Imperia, here, is the essence of command, power, and supreme strength. Patientia, this one, is actually from the light range and is the essence of patience and tranquility. Now, on the face of it, they do seem very different. But if we dig a little bit deeper, isn't there strength found within patience? There's a lot of resilience, and it's empowering. Okay, if we take a look at the design of Imperia, you've not seen this before. You've got the black and white geometric design with Imperia. You've got a matte black bottle that's opaque, and the matching black cap. Nothing's getting through the wearer of that fragrance. Now, you've all seen light range before. It's a little bit more delicate on the eye, but the strength comes from within. Okay, so let's give them both a spray. They're both initially fresh, but there's also so much more going on. So, the core notes of Imperia are citrus, fougere, lavender, mint, amber, leather, and woods. The core notes of Patientia are mandarin, orchid, white musk, and woods. Both these perfumes have citrus openings, perhaps your most obvious traits that bind you and your date together and why you match. But then as we dig a bit deeper, we found you also have a history of floral notes. The Imperia has lavender, but also, similarly but different, Patientia has orchid. You find more similarities deep within them. You find that you both have a history of moss, but also differing stories of where you find your strength from. So the Imperia, they have found their strength from leather and woods, whereas Patientia actually found their strength from a smoother amberwood and sandalwood. The story aside though, these are two great fragrances that would make you stand out as a power couple if you were wearing them. Now, you know our fragrances are unisex. We want whoever relates to a fragrance to be able to wear it and feel comfortable wearing it. But from my experience, I'd say Patientia is actually very unisex. I have an equal amount of men and women that love this fragrance. Imperia, men tend to go for this one a little bit more, but don't get me wrong, ladies love it too. They're both refreshing and clean, but Imperia's cleanliness and that cleanly feel is furthered through mint and sage. So what do you think? Tag your partners below whether you're newly dating or newlyweds. Are they Imperia with obvious strength, or Patientia with ever-growing resilience? Feel free to discuss, but don't drag me into any arguments that might erupt. Okay, now we're going to go on to our story. Okay, remember when I showed you the Hazard fragrance and how I spoke about Memoize on going outside the world of the perfume industry to get further stimulus to what we create? Well, Imperia was one of those fragrances that went through the same process. Our founder Holly teamed up with influencer Rowan Rowe this time round. Rowan is big on YouTube and Instagram, sharing everything from fitness, fashion, tutorials, and campaigns. If you'd like to get a flavour for Rowan and the inspiration behind the scent, you can visit @RowanRowe on Instagram or search Rowan Rowe on YouTube. And that's date night over. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm really looking forward to finding out about who's who in your relationship. And maybe even if you're single, still comment too, because you might find your prospective lover in there. And maybe I might find my very own Imperia. I'll see you next week. See ya!